Music, movies, travel, banking. Now, an entire generation of managers across these industries have missed out on realizing the power of data. But what about the modern day manager? What is their only if story? So let's hear from some of them on what they wish they had learned back in the B school.
So one of the most important skills that you require in corporate life, which I hope I had picked back in B school, is of management by objectives. So once you have a very clear objective in your head, it becomes very necessary to list down all potential obstacles that you might face in the way of realizing it. It needs a very structured approach to counter and plan each of those obstacles to ensure that you can realize your objective with the limited amount of resources and time at your disposal.
Yeah, I actually loved my MBA. I think it was one of the better decisions I've made in my life. I actually concentrated in strategy and marketing. But I think if I, at that time, had a business analytics specialization available to me, I would have probably done that as one of my specializations because I think it's so relevant in today's world.
I'm from the 2013 MBA batch. I wish I had learned a lot more analytics. The tools that are being used today were not covered in our day. Most of the tools that are used in data visualization, Tableau, these were not really part of our curriculum and we were limited just to Excel.
So it's been around 15 months since I graduated from my B school, and some of the skills that I use most in my workplace are things like persuasion and negotiation skills, which I wish I had picked up more during my B school itself. And there is also the skill of personal branding, which is very important in the workplace, and I don't think our curriculum was focused enough towards that.
While I did my full-time MBA program, one skill that I wish that I picked up during my MBA was managing teams and leadership. Why I'm saying this is important is because that first 2-3 years of your work experience, you actually are more of an individual contributor, and as you move across the leadership hierarchy, you tend to sort of manage teams, you tend to manage clients, you tend to manage your internal peers and as well as your juniors, and therefore it becomes very pertinent to the role that, let's say, if you are looking to scale up a business, these things are very mandatory, and hence I feel that this is something that I should have really picked up.
So, Mayank, you just heard from the people working in product teams, sales, marketing, and customer management as well. Now, when I asked some of them on some of the key skills that they feel that they missed during their B school, they never mentioned or spoke about functional skills such as sales, operations, or strategy. In fact, what they discussed was something that was more subtle. So, what is your take on what we just heard?
No, I mean, let me quickly summarize this for you. See, we heard a lot about personal branding, team management, and leadership, as well as negotiation and persuasion skills. But these skills map to what we can call effective communication. People often realize that after the MBA, that the actual core skills they need to do, they work better, are not taught in the course. For example, I run a complex organization now. My job is to lead and manage people to work towards a common goal. And one of the key skills that I require is persuasion. Now, persuading investors, my team, my customers, so on and so forth. But no one taught me that skill during my MBA. And similarly, I now realize how important effective communication is. I need to convey tough decisions in 30 minutes meeting or sell my vision to someone else in 20 minutes pitch. Of course, functional skills such as you said, finance, marketing, sales are all important, but at the core, there are other skills such as what I just spoke about, which I myself wish I had been taught earlier and much earlier during my MBA days as well. Then we also heard about problem solving, data analysis, and data visualization. These 4 skills, broadly speaking, I can bucket them under data-driven decision making. And I'll share a relevant example here. In marketing, we now use predictive analytics to score leads, which is whosoever have shown interest to us, who land on our website, depending upon what steps that they have taken, can we prioritize who are more likely to take our program? This just allows us to improve the efficiency of the sales and marketing engine. Knowledge of data science is actually driving massive efficiency in our organization, and I believe most role, be it marketing, finance, sales, or even operations, will change due to the data analytics and its understanding, which is now becoming more and more essential. The third thing we saw that these managers talk about is approaching and solving problems. Now, these map to what we call as structured thinking. One of the most common feedback that we receive from recruiters is that applicants lack structured thinking. It's a vague word, it's a long word, but it essentially is about using frameworks and models to solve unstructured problem. It's about breaking down a complex problem into very small, simple problem statements. But it's now becoming one of the most important skills that managers need to imbibe.
So, Mayank, then let me quickly summarize it for our learners as well. There are three big skills that managers wish that they were better equipped with. First being effective communication, data-driven decision-making, and structured thinking. And I'm sure all of you must keep these three in mind while you go through the program.